Welcome to Handcrafted by GR Broussard. I'm Greg Broussard. Today we get to work on this little baluster. It goes into, the stairs. Stairs are down here and the railing, and it's too short. So what we need to do is add a part to extend it. I cut a 2x4 in half and I put it in there, and the problem is it's just not big enough to be exactly flush. So I have to use the one that's glued together, and we'll find the center of this and trim the excess off and use this as our part. We need to extend the bottom of this about 6 inches to be safe. I know for real it's like 4.5 inches, but I'm gonna go way over. So I put a 6-inch mark, and we're gonna cut it there and drill a hole in the top. I've got my depth set, so let's drill. Okay, the reason why I'm doing that again is I didn't get exactly in the middle, and it's just not enough hanging over right there. So this way I can cut it around the hole, and then I can hand plane it. So let's take care of that. I didn't turn the camera on for my first cut, but we'll be all right. Okay, that's what I'm looking for, that little overhang on each side. So we'll plane this, we'll glue this, clean it up, plane it flat. I want to get some of this paint off, but I don't want to make this dowel any smaller than it is. So I'm just going to come with a card scraper, expose some wood all the way around the dowel. So when we glue it, it'll have something to bind to rather than paint. These battery terminal cleaners for a car work great if the dowel's the right size and this one's the right size. So I got most of the glue off on the paint, and then now I have a good surface to glue to. I'm going to use this JB Weld 5-minute epoxy for this. And the reason why is this doesn't fit tight enough into the tenon. The mortise, the tenon doesn't fit tight enough into the mortise for me. And you don't need a ton of clamping pressure with epoxy. So we're going to load it up with epoxy and glue it together with that. Let it dry. Then we'll hand plane it flat and smooth. Okay. All right. That looks good. Let's clamp it up. The way that I'm going to clamp this up is I have a dog back here. I've got some spacers, and I'm going to clamp it on my end vise or tail vise, whatever you want to call it. Just a little bit of pressure is all I need. A tiny bit of pressure. And there we go. That should be enough. Looks like it's straight. Okay. We're just going to let that dry. This is an easy way to apply and mix your epoxy just on tape on your desk surface, your vent surface, and easily disposed of. I need to plane this down, so I'm going to use my marking gauge to draw me a line. And I got my marking gauge by the depth of here. And I will plane down to my line, and we'll flatten one side of this out right now. This is the line we're shooting for right here. I'm going to use a number 4 set pretty heavy right now. When I get close to my line, I'll switch planes. Then we'll go to a number 5. Then I'm going to start referencing off this entire surface. Here we go. We rotate it. I'll do the same thing. I'll mark it with my marking gauge. This is where I'm going to. And we'll use the number 4. For this little seam that you see there, I'm going to come in with this wood filler. This is not bad stuff. Actually lasts a pretty good long time outdoors. I think using the epoxy wood fillers kind of overdoing it. So I'll just fill in the cracks, and then we'll sand it down. Then it'll be a paintable surface for them. I made a little clamping device so it sits in front of the fan and blows on it. I'm just trying to dry it a little bit faster, and it's loose enough where I can just rotate it and it doesn't scar the original piece. So speed up my drying process on here. Well, I forgot to shoot the end of the video. So this is the end of the video and the blooper, but the banister turned out really nice.